Hello, I'm meteorologist Rob Carlmark, and I'm going to take a deeper dive into some of the numbers that really reflect what we've just been through, because we truly believe that we have now reached a point where there's going to be no more triple digits in the forecast for the rest of 2024. And in fact, it's very not likely to come back until sometime in the spring of 2025. So we're going to put everything together. I'm going to warn you, there's a lot of numbers here, but I'm going to explain how they all relate together and why we ended up where we ended up with so many heat records broken this year, making 2024 the hottest summer on record and partially into the fall as well. So we showed a lot of these red days because it was so impactful. Now, the triple digit days we truly believe are over. Now, technically, there is a date further along in October where we have hit triple digits before, but our current forecast is not showing that. In fact, we're in the middle of a cool down, which is going to be nice. And locally speaking, we've got fall weather, highs in the 80s, most of your day spent in the 70s, the really good stuff where a lot of outdoor events are planned specifically because the temperatures are good and it's usually pretty early to see big storms. Well, guess what? That kind of weather is going to happen. Now, if you go back to the unofficial start of summer, it was a pretty good start. We had great weather. You could still go skiing if you wanted to go. Campfires were good to go because the early restrictions weren't out there yet. So in other words, the grasses were green, vegetation was fine, the weather was not uncooperative. It was pretty good. And we had a lot of outdoor events in the spring that were nice. They had what I call the mini state fair, the Sacramento County Fair, great weather for that. So we had just a lot of things going on and it was really nice to see. Then we started to turn the corner. Now our first 90-degree day was a little bit later. We usually see it in the beginning of May. It was about a week later. And then all of a sudden, we started to hit that heat, that true heat of late spring and early summer earlier and earlier. And then we really jumped the gun for the triple digits plus 105. And then we had our first 110-degree day on July 5th, when typically, if we even get one, some years we don't, all the way deeper to July 2nd. So we knew once we crossed over deeper into May, June, and July, a lot of things were happening. And then July just goes down as the hottest stretch of weather we've ever recorded in places like Sacramento. Remember, we've been keeping records reliably since the 1800s, and you can pick and choose when you start and end this, but either way, you could pick a range of dates in there. It was the hottest stretch with the average temperature. Let's just go with the first one here, June 23rd. So this is the first full day of summer all the way till the 12th. Almost 104 degrees. That was the average temperature. When you take the high, the low, and you split the difference in the middle. And then we saw a bunch of other things happening. Whole bunch of triple digit days that went to 110 or hotter, including two that hit 113 degrees. Remember, the hottest temperature ever recorded in Sacramento is 116 degrees. So to get two in 1 month of 113, just ridiculous. So this stands out. The truly hottest of hot days, 110 or hotter, we had 5 of those in 2024. And the most ever before that was 3. So we broke it by 2 days. That's incredible. Then we go through the rest of July, and then we had a decent amount of hot days in August, just adding them up, but nothing too crazy. In September, it was sort of in between, some hot days, some nice days in between. And then we flipped over to October. So as of October 7th, these are the numbers for October 7th, we easily hit 100 degrees or hotter, breaking the daily high temperature records. But it did something else. It added one more day of the triple digit temperatures. So now we're at a nice round 50 days of triple digits or hotter in Sacramento. The previous record was 44. So we broke it by 6 days, but I think that this will be the number that we stand on. So again, if you go back and look at it, we had 900-degree days in June. 3/4 of July was basically 100 degrees or hotter. August, a week of triple-digit days. September and October, 5. Well, that stands out as well because that now ties the most we've seen triple-digit days in the month at 5, back to 1980. And then, of course, this year, we had the hottest October day ever recorded at 103. And then you can see the latest triple-digit day is October 10th, and I don't think that we're going there. We only had 10 years where we had triple digits in October, and this last one was a beast. With that said, going forward, the reason why we don't think we're going back to that is that high pressure's moved over. This is a pattern change, and then take a look at the numbers. This is for basically the beginning of our cool down as we're looking at all sorts of days or excuse me, all sorts of towns and temperatures in the 90s. It's going to be upper 90s. It's going to be hot. A few of you may touch 100, but this is mostly a cooling trend. It's slow at first, but look where we're going as we move into the low 90s for Wednesday, 80s for Thursday this upcoming weekend. It's going to be in the low 80s. So the bottom line is this: all those big, ugly numbers and records that we broke all summer and fall are over for now, and we're looking at a solid cool down back to normal fall weather, and that should stick around for a while.